Hey. What's wrong, Veronica?
Hey.
Welcome. This is the NgoVo Convo podcast. I'm Harrison, and I haven't done this in a long time, and I kind of wanted to freak out Veronica, but it's fine.
It's
She was
fine.
just giving like a look, and I'm like, can I drag this?
I was like, huh?
But we both just want to excuse to talk about anything that ranges from anime to comics, but really to clean up our never-ending backlog, which we kind of did
Sort of?
this time. But
Yeah.
that that's not the point here, because some would say, Veronica, that you and I, right here, are conversing.
Wow, like NgoVo Convo, NgoVo Convo, logos above Harrison's head.
Right
He's
there.
pointing.
Right there.
Just right there.
Yes. You can watch every episode on youtube.com or listen to it as a podcast by searching up NgoVo Convo on your podcast service of choice. This is episode 136, and it's not a part of the Haikyu series review. Isn't that crazy? It feels weird. Technically it shouldn't. It feels like it should, but it's not.
It's not.
It's not. We're kind of going back to a little thing because we actually enjoyed this so much because we did just watch Haikyu. So this is actually about the Haikyu, the dumpster battle movie. Is that the actual title?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I know
yes,
it's
yes.
dumpster. I know it's related to. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
So that movie just came out in the U.S. I think a week or two ago now.
Yeah, Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
So last weekend.
Last weekend. Yeah. So we both went to go watch it. So you guys, if you guys haven't gone and seen it, give this video a like, save it for later. Then once you do see it, go back. Otherwise, if you already read this part, this is why we kind of want to do this anyway, because I've read this part now.
You finished.
It's all about me, obviously.
It is.
I'm clipping that.
I'm clipping it too.
But yeah, so if you haven't seen it, go back or go watch that, and then come back here and you can listen to our thoughts.
Or read it and then come here.
And then kind of see how it goes, because it's like if you know what, non-spoiler thoughts immediately right now, off the bat. I do understand why they went the movie route.
Yes, but I was kind of sad. If you were like, because I feel like this next part is going to just be a one movie too. And it doesn't make sense if they're going to skip out on some stuff.
I get what you mean. Yeah. So again, we'll talk about non-spoilers and then we'll get into like the thick of it. But off the bat, I think like when I was watching it, I enjoyed it and I thought it was really fun. I thought it was good. I was like, wow, they got a lot of the stuff in. And I'm sure like for some people like that just watch, it does feel a little weird though.
Yeah.
Like I actually went in from the perspective of only watching the anime, right? Like me and my wife actually watched like the last half of the last season to get into this one. And it does feel different because it is a movie.
Also, the animation got really better.
Dude,
from like season 4 to like
to this?
Yeah, it got
But
so
that's what I was
much better.
saying. You could tell the movie budget is there. You could tell like the sound, like everything about it, like the animation, the sound, even the music, like all of it was really good because of the budget, right? It increased.
It increased.
Which, duh. I'd hope it would.
I know. I think I was just a little sad because obviously like a movie, it condenses a bit more. And I think they were missing like a few details, which was like minor, but it would have been nice to see in like a 12 episode season.
Yeah.
If they had good animation,
Right. And
Yeah.
I can see this being a 12 this one being a 12 episode one.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall I still think people should go watch this, obviously, because it's not just a movie that's not canon, it's a part of it's actually
a part.
Yeah, it's canonically a part of it, it's a continuation. But do you want to make this bet if they pull a Demon Slayer where they put out the movie and then they make a season out of it?
Well, they on my anime list, they already have part 2 like listed as a movie.
Yeah, as a movie. Yeah.
So maybe if this I mean, this has been successful in Japan, and it's already pretty good in the US. So I can see them changing their mind and just going back to like one season.
Yeah. And
I can see it, but as long as the animation is like still there.
no, they would probably just clip everything from the movie and then put it into the season. I'm not saying that this is happening. I'd say this would be the smart move to do it.
It would.
But because I know,
or they do it like Attack on Titan, and they just do special episodes and do like 4.
yeah, that's
4 not movies, but they were like movie budgeted episodes, basically. Special episodes.
Yeah.
I can see them going that route too.
But they wouldn't, because they already dropped out the movie, right? Like the movie's been theatrically released, unlike Attack on Titan, but then Demon Slayer did. But the difference with Demon Slayer was that they are still doing seasons. They never said they weren't. While here they didn't. They're like, nope, we're just doing movies, right?
Yeah. No, but I can see it. I can see it going that route. It's been good so far. And it will be less upsetting for the people that have been waiting.
No, yeah, but then when I say that, they'll probably just drop the movie on Crunchyroll and just be done with it,
Yeah,
so. But that's enough with non-spoiler thoughts.
Yes.
I say go watch it. Just go watch it.
It's only like an hour and a half, a little under, like an hour 20. So definitely watchable.
It wasn't that long.
Yeah.
Because in the landscape of movies, that
an
was
hour and a half is not that long.
Yeah, it really wasn't. Like, that's normal. Yeah, overall, I thought it was good. I thought it was. I agree with Veronica. But this is coming from a manga reader point of view, which I can see now.
Wow, now you could see.
But I can see how they cut out some stuff. But I think some of the things they did well in the sense of like what they focused on. I actually have a funny story with this one too, but we'll go into spoilers for that one. So.
Let's go into spoilers.
Yeah. So spoilers in 5, 3, 2, 1. Wow.
We're here.
So what right off the bat in terms of plot, what did you say? What are you gonna say that they cut out of curiosity?
I think they cut out. So obviously they talked about like Kenma a lot, right? Because they did a lot of stuff from like his point of view, which I'll talk about later because that was towards the end of the movie, and like kind of like his childhood. But I feel like they could have done more with Kenma and his other teammates instead of Kenma and Kuro. I mean, I get the dynamic, right? Kenma and Kuro. But in the manga, Kenma definitely had like a better friendship with the rest of the teammates. And I just feel like in the movie, they cut that part out. And then they just concentrated on Kenma and Kuro, which I 100% get because they're kind of like the main dynamic of Nekuma. But it would have been nice to just kind of see all the friendships with like as a team in general. I think that was like my main issue. But it was so minor that I didn't mind it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you felt that way too, but that's just how I felt like going into it and seeing like, Kenma's point of view and then like Hinata's and then, going back and forth between like Kenma and Hinata.
Yeah, and it was weird because in this one it felt a little less usually you'd expect more let's say Karasuno and Nekoma like type of things. They do that occasionally, right? But yeah, it felt more like, I agree, it felt more Kenma and Kuro.
Yeah.
So the reason why I'm double checking is because I actually realized I got confused in the sense of what should have been included and what wasn't. I thought they would include more like this is where I learned I mixed it up. I thought so. Oh
no!
I mixed up.
It's so on brand of Harrison.
It is, and it actually was, because then I watched the movie and I'm like, I told my wife straight up, I'm like, I think they cut out this part and this part and this part, and it was not. It was actually not in that part whatsoever. Those. No, and it was in a totally different game. It was like them versus Bokuto's team, but that was like pre-nationals.
Pre-nationals, yeah.
That was pre-nationals, and they had the whole story with like what's that tall dude with the tall freshman? forgot his name. All of a sudden.
Leave.
Leave. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lev.
Oh,
Leave.
Lev. Yeah.
Lev.
Yeah.
Thought it was like him and like the libero. That was
Oh.
actually that, and then I was like, oh, oops, that's not the one. And then I thought like the story with this senpais, like the third years for
Yeah.
for Nekoma, I thought that story would be included here, but because it got confusing because when
No,
they
yeah.
left the arena, all three of them were together. Say, oh, like, and then the libero for Nekoma was like, oh, it's like I hurt my leg again because he's like holding his.
Yeah, he was
I was like,
holding.
I sat there, I'm like, did he not? Oh, that's the wrong game. So.
I love how you like remember it,
So
but it's just in the wrong spot.
no, it's because, and I also forgot I watched that one movie or special too, The
Yeah.
Land versus Air.
Yeah.
I forgot I watched that, and the thing is, I looked at my
Oh,
wife.
the snake guy.
Yes, and I did the entire time I was like, oh wow, they didn't even show who the snake guy is. If you don't, and this is me coming from reading after, but the thing is, I was the one that got that.
And ironically, we just finished our Haikyu reviews
No,
too.
the Haikyu reviews got me confused with the anime stuff. That's why. Because I was like, where's all this stuff? And lo and behold, it's in Land versus Air. And I'm like,
Oh
oh.
my god.
And I looked at my wife and I'm like, we didn't watch this. And she's like, no, I remember watching all of this stuff. And I'm like, and we were long distance at the time, right? So I was like, and I joked to her, I was like, who'd you go watch it with? She's like, you, dummy. And I was like, huh? And then we watched that part and I was like, oh, yeah, I remember all these parts. Anyway,
This
that's
is
not this
cracking me
movie.
up.
So this is not the movie. But I just want to explain how badly I missed
You missed
things
the
up.
mark.
Yeah, it was. But otherwise, the parts I thought were missing were in fact not missing. So,
Yeah.
So the parts you're
Which
talking
is,
about.
by the way, is very Harrison.
Oops. I'm trying to remember the sections that you're talking about in terms of
It was like very small,
it's
like very
like
minor
small
details,
parts, right? With Kenma,
but kind of like it kind of.
because you're not talking about the guts story, right?
Oh no,
Because
no,
I'm
no,
like,
no,
that's
no.
an old one.
That's an old one.
That
No,
was
that's
the one
just.
I thought too, actually. But here we
I
go.
almost thought about that, and then I was like, wait, the guts is like something else.
Yeah.
No, but it's just very minor. It just kind of like ties in Kenma and like his teammates a little bit better. But I know this part was mostly for Kenma and Kuro, which they did like a really good job doing like the past them to like now.
I was actually worried about that.
Oh.
I thought
okay.
they would cut out even more of that.
Even more?
Like, I thought it'd just be really short flashbacks, but they gave like a full like section. Like
Yeah.
it felt like it could have been an episode, right?
Yeah.
But
it was a good like 20 minutes. That would have been an episode.
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah.
No.
So
I
That's-
also Hinata's voice actor, I thought it was different, and when I finished the movie, I like chatted everyone. I was like, did those voice actor like change? And I did some research, and it was still him. I think he like matured Hinata's voice a little bit, like less screeching
so
or less something. It was less of
so
something.
here's the thing. I noticed it was different in the sense of it felt. This is me coming from season 4, like watching right before, or half of season 4, and I got what you meant in that it sounded different, but for me, it actually sounded like he was a bit more screechy. 'Cause
Really?
I thought in season 4 he was deeper in a sense
Deeper?
of like not
Okay.
as screechy. But again, it's been a while, right?
It's
Since
been a
season 4.
while. It's been a while.
I think
yeah.
it's just the effect. It's just been a while, so it's like it was different, but it was done correctly and well, right?
Yeah, yeah, and he's in a lot of other animes, and I think it's just been a while, and like he's also like a Genshin character, so I was like, is
Oh, he
this
is?
him again? He is Venti. That's why your brother was like, you can hear Venti, and I was like, yes, I could, but like also not. No, but that was like one of my main things. The entire time I was like, they didn't change his voice actor, right?
No, they did, no. I remember you asked, and I was like, I can see it, but I knew it
Yeah.
was still him.
Yeah.
You know what? The one thing I kind of like, they touched on this section, right? They didn't have to. It's not. If they had a season, I think they could have done it. My favorite part of like the Kuro Kenma flashback was actually not in there. and that like they first introduced that they moved in, that Kuro moved in,
Oh
and then
yeah.
they let him come over, and then Ken was just playing, and Kuro was super quiet, right? They already mentioned that he's a quiet kid,
Yeah.
but the one that they were just like playing for like a long period of time is like, do you want to play something else? And then Kuro leaves, comes back, and just holds out a volleyball. He doesn't say a word this entire
He's like,
section, and he's just smiling. And then Ken was like, I meant video games, like head, in his head wise, but mentally said that. Oh my god.
mentally. I think they missed the part where Kenma would wake up early and play games before they. Or was that the last section?
That's already
Oh
in
no,
the
that was
season.
the last section.
Yeah, they already said that in the season. Yeah.
See, now I'm mixing it up.
That's why. See, there's some things you're like,
Yeah.
but the things they allude to it already. Like
Yeah.
he's like
yeah.
Kuro probably. I think he said that as like a passing thing again, but it made you think, oh, they missed that, but they didn't.
And you know what? They made Kuro look a little too good. Who is your favorite character?
He's my absolute favorite Haikyu.
And it was like so funny because I brought my husband and he does not like Haikyu. He doesn't like sports anime in general, but he just
Yeah.
went with me. And so when Kuro started talking, he whips his head and he's like, "Why is Gojo working so much?" And I was like, "Well,
He was playing this guy before Gojo.
well, he was playing this guy before Gojo." And he's like, "Wow, he's
Oh,
a busy
I
guy."
forgot to add, we watched it in subbed, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
when we talk about voice acting, we're talking more Japanese.
Japanese, yeah.
I had to specify this because I have friends that I know that do watch dub. So
Which is fine.
Which is
I think
fine.
the
No, it's
dub is
fine.
pretty good too.
It's just when we talk about voice acting, I don't know what they're talking about.
Oh yeah, but for us, it's like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
Japanese, yeah.
yeah.
But like, yeah, they made Kuro a little too good when he was like doing his like, what was it, his muscle thing. I was like, oh, that's so Gojo, but not.
Same energy.
My husband guessed my himbo obsession.
Oh, that's
Bokuto.
Sabakuto. Even though, so I actually thought they would show more reactions from like the other people.
Me too.
But
Yeah,
I'm kind of glad that they didn't, in a sense of like how much time we had.
they cut
If
it
was-
out, which is
if
nice.
it was for the season, like if this was seasonal, I would have wanted all of that. Cause
Yeah.
What was that? It was a dude with the red hair. It's from that Shiro Torizawa.
Tendo.
Yeah, Tendo.
Yeah.
Yes, from that school. I
He
wanted
had
to
the
see more.
best reactions.
I wanted to see more of his reactions because he's my favorite from that team. But good reactions. I was like, oh, this is great.
I love how he broke the fourth wall in that one scene. He was like, "Oh, they're okay, and then he's like, "Are they?"
But I feel
like,
like he did
broke-
that before too.
I feel
In
like he
season
didn't.
3. Not
Did
as
he?
this, yeah,
Not
because
as
he always
much.
does this thing, and I thought they were like, who are you talking to?
It's
But
us.
but it's also me remembering from manga, most likely too.
He's like, I just had to specify.
Did you feel like anything the movie did better?
Oh my god, yeah.
lot, right?
Kenma's point of view at the end, I was so shocked because I was like, what are, like, it was like the most smooth panel of like, you see the volleyball, but then it's just like your Kenma for like 5 minutes.
At first I
It
was
was
like,
great.
what's happening? What's going on? Like initially I was like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
Oh, this is like, and then it kind of dragged for a little bit, but it also showed impact. But the longer it played out, I was like, I literally looked at my wife and I'm like, it's about to happen, and she's like, I know.
Oh no. But I also Hinata's like high jump, that 4 jump was great. I
it
thought
was
they did that
beautiful.
so well.
It was so beautiful. I was like,
Yeah.
this is so good. Oh, yes, that was animated super well. Again, I want to go back to what I said in Dawn Spoilers. The sound, like when you can hear the
Yeah.
impact of when they like hit the ball and like just it was so good. Like I think initially when the movie first started, when they like started the game, right,
Yeah.
hits the ball, and I'm like, did it feel louder for you like initially?
Yes,
And
it
it's just,
did.
Like, I was like, oh, okay.
It's because
this is
it's
what we're
been a
doing.
while, so you're just like,
No,
what?
I think it's like theatrical. Like it was like because
Yeah.
we watched it in the theater, like it just
Yeah.
sounded louder too.
And I also, what they did really well was the Kurosuke dynamic, the teacher mentor,
Yeah.
like teacher and mentee. But it was so funny because Suki's just like, why don't you quit it? And then Kuro's like, no, but why don't you quit it?
No, it's not even just that. It's just like, man, I can't believe I had to work so hard because you keep trying. It's like,
Yeah.
well, I'm also trying because you're just doing about the same. Like their banter is the best. I was like, oh,
It
this is
is.
so good.
And I like how like Nekima's just like, it's your fault he's blocking better.
He's like, huh? What do you mean?
What?
Yeah, and I love like he's because I just I think this game does a very good job in like because we actually got that much time with the team, right? Versus the other like Tokyo teams, it did feel just as good to watch like their relation, how much their relationship has grown, like how much they've done, and I love that like anyone that was a part of those training camps would see the moves that Carson
Yeah.
were doing again, and they're just freaking out. They're like, wait, that's how much time, or they can do it now in that much time. That's crazy,
Yeah.
right?
Like Hinata's umbrella fingertip thing where he did it in like the training arcs. And everyone was just like, oh no, he can do it properly now. Kuro was like, what was that? What are you
Where
doing?
did that come from?
Yeah. No, but I've missed them. It's been so long since we've seen them in action.
It really has, because when did season 4 come out?
I feel like it was like 2020, right? 2021? I feel like 2020 might be my answer. It was during COVID. I remember season 4 was during COVID.
Yep, 2020. You're right.
It's been a while.
It was at the beginning of 2020, so that's
Yeah,
when
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Right,
do.
right as soon as the pandemic hit.
Yep. Right as soon as the
Lockdown.
Actually, no. We had no. Remember, lockdown was like March of that year.
March,
actually.
yeah.
So it started. It had just finished essentially. Like it finished like episode 13, and it took a break into October. It was like the first half, second half.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was some weird stuff. That's how I felt. It still was 4 years ago.
It was still, 4 years
Yeah.
ago.
Man, did you ever? Yeah, I think the only con I had with this movie is just like knowing what I know. I think that's it. Otherwise, everything else about it, I think it was good. But I do still think it should have been a season.
I agree.
But it's like do you want more of the budget? Because it did look amazing. That's the thing. It looked really good. The movements were really cool. It felt like a good game. But then it's like, I think it's just because I like Haikyu, I want more of it, right?
No, I agree.
You want the season, and I feel like they could. I know I read some people's reactions online, and like they felt like it was just short, right? And I think it is. I think it is.
It is.
No matter what, it is shorter. That was essentially just like a 3-episode special.
It was still, I wish it was like, I don't know, reading this part was like super intense. And I think if you look back at our review for this arc, like we were talking about how intense it was.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That's
but like
right.
this movie didn't feel as intense as it should have been.
That's exactly what it is. I was like, there's
Yeah.
something missing. And it felt like,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, everything's there. Like, all the parts are there. And it's cool to watch. They did all the moments that were, like, big moments from the game. But it did not...
It was like the tension, the intensity, like one team's gonna be out and they're like done.
Yeah. Comment down below if you felt that. I guess it has to be the perspective if you feel anime only.
Yeah.
I feel like it wasn't as intense, and I'm not saying that it wasn't. It just I felt like the one panel I missed. I wish they did, but I think it was fine. They replaced it with Kenma's point of view.
Oh,
perspective.
point of view. Yeah.
I wish they could pan out this like the full view of like what was happening, of like how they're playing versus how it used to feel in the training
like
camp.
training.
I love
Yeah.
that's my favorite panel from the game actually, was here to here. But
I agree.
they did it with the POV. Like, it's like he turns and it's like, oh, this is like as if we were playing in our train. But when you're playing the game, like from the movie, the intensity's not there, and it also doesn't feel like they've been playing all the time, right?
Yeah.
It's almost there, but that could just be me nitpicking that hard, and it actually is good enough, actually.
Me too.
But I think I just like Haikyu enough that I'm like, I wanted to like.
You want more.
I just want more.
You should want more.
Which now we can look forward to the next movie.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Do we know when that's coming out, by chance?
I think like next year. I think.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, I think there hasn't been like an official date.
I'll just wait.
But it's out there.
I'll just wait for your mini Mike News Dumpy announcement.
Wow, that you don't do.
Hey man.
Had to put that on record.
What? I put it on record too already. That the News Dumpy was always your product.
That's true.
It's always been your product. That's why I was like, oh, here. Your speed is like too fast for me.
Harrison is like, no, please take it.
You got it. But yeah, no, I think overall it was good. I think I just want more. I did feel short, but I still, regardless, it was a fun watch.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with all that.
Yeah.
I can't wait for more. This final
More.
arc.
Ooh, this is weird.
It'll be good.
It'll be good.
I hope it'll be a long movie.
It probably would be the same as this, honestly.
Yeah.
Knowing them. And we'll see. But otherwise, overall, you think it's good to watch too, right?
Yeah. No, definitely
Or do you think,
a watch.
or do you feel like, because I think it's worth to go to the theater for this one, but I understand just staying at home for the stream.
No, I agree. If you want to
Yeah.
wait for it on Crunchyroll or wherever
fine.
it's gonna end up, it's fine.
Yeah.
Because they'll probably be out by this end of summer or something
Yep.
on Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, you got anything else?
I don't.
Cool.
Just go watch it for Bokuto and Kuro.
Yes. I guess. Yeah, sure. Actually, one last thing. Yeah, I think my other gripe, and it's hard to say this, it felt more Kenma and Kuro focused, right? It felt more Nekoma focused,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
It didn't feel like it was a game between the two.
Maybe that's where the intensity wasn't there. Because it was
Because
mostly
you
focused
see-
on Kenma and Kuro.
Yeah, because it
Yeah.
felt more like a Nekoma movie than
Yeah.
a Nekoma versus Karasuno movie.
Yeah.
I think
The
that's what
dumpster
it's.
battle.
That's what felt off. Because like in the manga, I felt like we got
A little bit of both.
It was a little bit sided more towards Nekoma, but it, like with Kenma's backstory and all that, right? In a sense, or deep dive. But we equally got enough perspective from like Karasuno's side, and I'm not saying we didn't, but it just felt a little less than I expected, and I think that's one, why it felt short, and two, why it felt less intense.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I like how as like the episode kept going, we're just like, yeah.
Because I'm like,
yeah.
sitting there, I'm like, there's something off that I'm like,
No, yeah,
I can't put my finger on it, and I'm like, no, that's it. That was the con. It did not feel
That
like
was
it was. It didn't feel like it was, but maybe I'm wrong. And I had knowledge is a curse, and knowing too much is like, oh god.
I know, it's just too much.
I don't like comparing too hard. Like both, like I like comparing like to some extent, but
But not all the time.
yeah.
Should have its own entity. No, but yeah. I agree.
But I think that's what it felt like it was missing. But comment down below if you feel that way. Because, yeah, thanks for tuning in. You can follow us on all our socials at NgoVo Convo and NgoVo Convo. See, look at that. I just went right into it. So well.
Wow.
It's like I should host all the time. I'm not going
Yeah,
to.
you should. You should.
Soon. But if you're on YouTube, comment down below, like I said, on like your thoughts on the episode. If you felt like it was a bit short, if we're on point, if we're wrong. If we're wrong, just tell Veronica that, honestly. I'm cool.
No, tell
We're good.
Harrison that.
Yeah, like this video, hit every button from right to left, subscribe, helps us out. Trust.
Yeah. Yeah.
Check out everything else. I think the main thing is if you did like this review, go check out our manga review at that point and see our thoughts there. And look, we may be wrong in what we felt, and we actually said none of that.
And it's totally fine.
And it's totally fine. But yeah, other than that, Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.